Hello, we're gonna do a Q&A. Hello. We're gonna do a quick Q&A. I've only got a little while. I've got 9 minutes until I've got a meeting, so better get going. So I put on Instagram the usual Q&A box, and we've got a few. I haven't even managed to look through them, so I'm a bit scared. I'll probably be like, dunno. Anyway, hope you're all okay. If you're not, DM me, and I'll be a hype girl. Okay. Should I start from the bottom or the top? Bottom. Okay, can't get all my meals, 6 small ones in, as end up too full, but scared of calorific foods. The volume eating issue. I totally get it. The thing is I think here there's like quite a few little bits that we can pinpoint. Number one will be, what is your priority right now? And right now it is kind of like freeing yourself from food and getting your period back. So you're struggling to get all that food in because you're not hungry, yet you need that food because you need to have your period back, and also you probably want to live a bit more of a fulfilling life, right? So I think overall, like, the best thing you can do right now is to really work out your priorities of just saying, okay, how I used to live isn't working for me, so I need to get these calories in, but how I'm eating right now, where it's making me feel so uncomfortable, also isn't working. But what is my goal? Well, it's to get my period back. So what can I do to help me get my period back so I'm feeling less uncomfortable, but I'm also working through my triggers? Now, you obviously I don't want to make you feel even more uncomfortable than what you already are potentially feeling, but I think it's really important that we look at that priority and then we start to compromise with those voices in our head. So I'm not suggesting, I could sit here and go, well, tough shit, if you feel uncomfortable, you need to eat more calorie dense foods. But I know that's not going to help, because I've been there. I have totally been there, and it is so uncomfortable, and you don't want to do it. So my biggest tips for this would be, first of all, journal out your thoughts. So why are you scared about calorific foods? What is the story you're telling yourself about those calorific foods? Write that out. So split your page down the middle. Write out all of the thoughts that you have around why you feel like you can't eat those foods. And then underneath it, I want you to write out all the foods that you feel that you shouldn't really eat. So whether that is, I don't know, peanut butter, that tends to be burgers, chips, whatever it is that you feel, then slide that underneath. So you've got here all the thoughts you're telling yourself, all the foods that you're potentially scared of. Over this side, try and do, so it look like this, yeah? So you've got a box of 4. Top one will be the story you're telling yourself about the food. So what's the worst that can happen? Why are you scared? Really ask yourself why. Then down below, write the list of the foods that you are feeling like you're not worthy of eating. And then up here, so next to the thoughts that you have, I want you to do 2 things. Write the emotion that you feel around these sorts of things. So often we're scared of eating these high calorie foods because we're scared to gain weight. Now, the problem we've got with that is that actually, like, the weight isn't the problem, it's the emotion that's sitting underneath. Now, it could be that the reason why you don't want to gain weight is because, you know, you're scared of being rejected, or, you know, you're feeling unworthy of having those foods because you're scared you'll get fat, and if you feel fat you might be rejected, or you might be feeling just you will feel left out or unworthy. Try to really work out the emotions. A lot of the time when it comes to stuff like this, it is that feeling of unworthiness. And then next to that emotion, I want you to write an affirmation and the thought that you would rather be having about that. So if it is, for example, eating high calorific foods will make me gain weight, what's that emotion that I'm feeling behind it? Unworthiness, as an example. Next to it, I eat and I trust my body to give me the fuel that it needs. Or I trust myself or I trust my body to give me the indications of what it needs. Or, because the thing is, and then you go through all of those, and I was just about to jump onto another little point then, and I had to stop myself. And really try to work out what those emotions are, and then try to work through it. And then in the last box, so you obviously got your foods that you're quite scared of, I want you to write out one thing that you can commit to every single day this week that will help you encourage to eat those foods. So it could be, one idea could be that you will have one of those foods every single day this week. And it could just be a little tiny bit, or it could be that one of your meals will come, at least one of your meals will be a larger portion or will feature one of your fear foods, that kind of thing. So the thing is when we're on this recovery, it's totally understandable that it is scary as hell, and it is totally understandable that, you know, we're still working through these food rules. But the thing is you won't be as you won't be as uncomfortable, and you probably will get your period back quicker if you do introduce those foods, because although, yeah, we all want to have our periods back and we all want to recover from this, the main thing is we want to have fulfillment in life and we want to be able to enjoy foods. So if you're still creating those food rules around the rules around your food, you're also hindering your healing, because yeah, you might get your period back, but you'll still be living under all of these rules, and that's really tough. And obviously you're already feeling uncomfortable, and we want to try and make this journey as easy as possible. So yeah, this has been a long one, but my top tip here would be just to start off small. So for example, could it help you by adding in peanut butter to your breakfast? Or could it help you to have like a handful of nuts with one of your snacks? Because you said like it's quite uncomfortable to have 6 meals a day, but is there something that you can do, just tiny changes that are going to help set you up for that? So maybe it might be that you're going to take out one vegetable from your dinner and swap it for some rice, that kind of thing. I know it's scary, but just tiny baby steps. And this is what I always do in my coaching, is that I ask girls that we set these one goal that we'll do every day, and I'll say, and you check in with me every single day, every time you have a wobble, every time you've done it, and you use me, and I'm here to help you through that process. And because you've got that one person, you're able to really work through it and to really feel like you've, like every single time like an anxious thought gets brought up, you're like, okay, cool, I can. Whereas without that coaching, or without me potentially, you're feeling like you get stuck up in your own head and you're like, okay, well, no, I can't do it. And it all gets really overwhelming, that you end up just staying as you are and either feeling really uncomfortable or restricting your food again so you don't feel as uncomfortable. Guys, that's such a long-winded answer. It's 7 minutes long. So this Q&A is going to finish here, and I'm going to actually post this as a separate video because I feel like a lot of people will really relate to this. So I hope you found this video helpful. Keep an eye out on Instagram. I do Q&As all the time. Yeah, I will be posting. I will film as the rest of them now in a different Q&A. But I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. And yeah, I'll see you on my next one. Sorry for the ramble for one question, but I don't want to drag it all out, you know.